All
And
right.
now we're live.
We are live. All right. So yesterday, the Bilt VP of Travel, Richard Kurd, he's a pretty good figure on the Bilt team, did a Ask Me Anything, and I thought it would be interesting if we would just kind of go through it. So some of the first things that was really interesting to me was that, sorry, and my co-host, or equally as host, Anthony Venture.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So
So you
go on.
so you messaged me, you wanted to do this live. You said there was some interesting things about the future of Built, right? He didn't ask me anything, and the VP Richard Kerr was like waiting around, and he was like, "Oh, here's some hints or timelines as to when things would come out." So I thought it was interesting too. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. The king of intros over here. So I thought it was really interesting. One of the first top comments about on this forum was someone asked, "Is this a hint for the Amex transfer partner?" Because underneath his AMA post, he said that he's going from, I think, EWR, so New Jersey to DC on an Amtrak train, the Excel specifically, which is a high-speed train. If you haven't tried it, you should definitely try. It's pretty nice inside, really fast. But someone asked, "Is this a hint for the Amex Amtrak transfer partner?" And I thought that was interesting. And he actually responded and gave an answer to that. And he said, "Would you want Amtrak to be a transfer partner?" So it seems like Bilt isn't really thinking about Amtrak as a transfer partner. But if you guys know about Amtrak, it's a really powerful partner. I think me and Anthony, we were looking to go use Amtrak to go from South Carolina to New Orleans, and it was like 2 cents per point for the room.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought that actually would be really interesting. So I didn't read this. This is my first time reacting to this as I'm seeing it. And I mean, what do you think? I think Amtrak as a partner with Bilt. I mean, he obviously has that kind of pull, right, where he can just kind of like manipulate things over time if that's what people want. But I don't know. We talked to a lot of people in the Discord, what have you. They think Amtrak's pretty powerful. I would love to do it. I think it would be fun. Like you said, that room. I forget the actual names for it, but yeah, you could just have a room. Oh yeah, the roomettes. I think that's I think that'd be interesting if they had that for sure.
You got 2 beds, 2 bunk beds, and then a toilet, a sink.
I mean, look, you can't get that anywhere else traveling. I mean, come on, unless you're doing business class on a flight, you can have a whole bed. That's cool.
I know you haven't been on an Amtrak train, but I've done one from 2 places, from DC to Philly and DC to Baltimore, and those economy seats, just basic seats on an Amtrak, is like flying like first class. You have a lot of room, the seats are really plush, and it's pretty nice. It's a good experience. So if they actually consider Amtrak as a transfer partner, it would be definitely really big for their New York market, their Boston, Philly, and DC market. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
For sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, and Xavier coming out with a 5-spot. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Xavier. Thank you, sir. Saying let's go. Hell yeah. We're gonna find out some things today. Probably make fun of some things today. We were laughing off camera before. So thank you, Xavier, for being here. So early too. So early, especially for you over in California now. Gemini, greetings and salutations, brethren. Appreciate you, Gemini. We got I believe that's 9/11 in here. What's going on, man? Tariq on your side, and then Juan Garcia. What's popping? All right. What else we got here?
I thought it was also interesting too. Some people underneath were saying, "Oh, they got the future card." I've heard of it before, but I didn't know they did. Oh, they're going to do Amtrak transfer partners.
Never
cool.
heard of that either. The future card.
Yeah. Should we pull it up?
Sure. Yeah. Throw up the future card. And some people in there are mentioning like, I'd love to take those. I'd love to take those rides and sleep in it. As you're pulling that up, let's see. Actually, I think you already have it up. The future card. All right, let's see.
Oh, it's a debit card, so no credit pull.
Huh. So what are the benefits on this thing?
5% eco-friendly purchases, including EV charge and man and public transit.
Okay. And what did it say all the way at the top? I think I saw like a whole slide at the top to the right.
Oh,
Oh,
Gotcha.
5% cash back, no credit check, 1.75 APY on your
Pretty
balance.
good.
What, $5 welcome bonus? Hey man, it's
Hey,
better
man.
than most debit cards.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Huh.
pretty interesting card, especially here, like in the city, in those cities we were talking about, New York, Boston, DC, Philly. Like you would be using this 5% on groceries. That's dang.
Wow.
Time
For
to
a
look
debit
into this
card,
card, man.
solar energy. Wow.
Solar energy,
This
ride
is
sharing.
this is this is where we're trending towards. It's we need
Right.
the future card. That's so funny. Wow.
It
Huh.
doesn't affect our 524 status.
Hmm. So
Oh, I'm
then,
gonna be. Yep.
yeah. So with this Reddit thread, so far we have Richard Kerr on an Amtrak, waiting to I guess keep moving, doing an AMA. So far, a possible Amtrak, transfer partner in the future. I guess if he can put that through, it's obviously nothing substantial. He's just saying, "Oh, would you want that?" you know.
Right.
Um, what else did you see from here?
I think so. I need to scroll through it a bit since some things have changed since the last time I talked about it. Huh. So it's interesting. Someone asked, when you think about negotiating costs with a partner, a transfer partner, do you typically base your negotiations on the value of the how do you say that word?
Perspective.
Prospective airline lodging currency as a starting point? And as the VP of travel, vice president of travel, he said
Hmm.
no, as I have learned coming from power user to business side, perceived value of points have little to do with contract negotiations. So
Hmm.
that's really interesting. So, like transfer partners like Hyatt and American Airlines, then that means they don't go into it going like, oh, you can redeem it at 2 cents per point or anything like that, right?
Yeah. It's kind of what he's alluding to here, that they have little to do with that. I guess it's more so on based probably more like any type of scales of economies of like how much, what's the volume of purchases of X item, so points, and how much of a discount we'll give you based on whatever relationship we have. That's pretty
Mhm.
interesting, though. That's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Because imagine if like imagine if somebody like Luke was the one negotiating all these things, and it's like, well, listen, I know these points, you can get 10 cents per point. It's like, you'd be paying either way less or way more depending on what side of that negotiation you're on, if they actually viewed it in that way. So that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You never been to it? Amtrak lounge access. There's not that many, and I heard they're not that great. So there's one in DC.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. I wonder if it's similar to like the Blade lounges, but I saw the Blade lounges are very nice for
Oh
the
yeah, the Blade
helicopters.
lounges are nice, but
Huh.
the Amtrak one is like really old. It's kind of like a small room, kind of like not so great club lounge, like
Hmm.
a through Priority Pass.
Um, oh, and actually, before we get into this, because I think this is interesting what Nate said in the Reddit thread. CJ came in out with the 5 spot.
Oh,
He's here.
oh man.
CJ, aren't you working? What are you doing here?
Yeah, right.
With the eyes. And that was on your side. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, CJ, for that.
Yeah,
And
thanks, man.
Reggie said, having to decide whether to watch this on Anthony or Calby's channel.
I
I would love
mean,
for it
you
to
have
be
to
all
watch
on
on the better
Calby's.
one.
No, I would love for it to be all on Calby's, but he couldn't figure out how to do it alone. So whatever, I'm just kidding. Um, and Sean, what's up? We can get into this a little bit after this thread with the JetBlue, and some other things. So and like Wells Fargo losing 10 billion, but I kind of want to get into this Reddit thread. So
Yeah,
thanks,
right.
Jay, and then we'll come back to it. This is interesting what Nate said, right?
Oh yeah, right. Right now rent day is capped at 1,000. They're wanting it to be a lot larger, and it kind of goes back into the $10 million loss. What was said by
Yeah, Bridge.
earlier. Yeah. And basically, Richard's like, we shared the transparency on the numbers and why this decision is made. So they're pretty set on that rent day cap. It doesn't seem like they're going to extend it or make it like any larger. They saw that only 2% of card members,
Huh.
less than 2% of card members or 0.3% of our total members have ever earned more than 1,000 bonus points during rent day double
Huh.
point campaigns by capping the bonus at 1,000. Oh, it's 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Effective October 1st, the outsized money that was funded less than 2% of card members could be spent. I know 2% of members who reach more than 1K points, but it sure seems like 100% of you did from the comments. But really, as a recovering gamer myself, okay, calling us
Yeah.
all addicts, I know
Unbelievable.
that, right? I know that cap hit is tough, and we really should have done a much better job communicating it and why behind it. However, it's a free 1,000 extra points a month or 12,000 a year due to the cap.
Hmm.
And personally, I do agree with it. I really, unless you're doing nefarious means like the curve card or the buying gift cards and stuff like that, I don't think a lot of people do reach that $1,000 cap.
Yeah, like the previous like yeah 10,000 points like we had previous to October. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, only once did I ever go above the 1,000 on rent day, outside of like curve and whatnot. But um, that's in the past. But I think that's very interesting. Obviously, if that's if all that is true and it's like yeah less than 2% of card members, I mean it makes sense as a business to cap that. I guess they have to have certain insurances in case people do go over that, and because they mentioned there it's like 2% of card members could be better spent, like the outsized money that's funding the less than the 2% could be better spent elsewhere. So I think that's interesting, for sure. I mean he brings up a good point. Like yeah, I would imagine a lot of the people in this community definitely probably can get close to that 1K or more, just organically. But it is good amount of points every single year if you do max it out. you know that's the thing with these companies. It's like they're still fairly new, and it's like you can't account for absolutely everything, so you have to kind of just throw stuff at the wall and see what works, and then kind of dial back from there, as we've seen with like any company. So it sucks, but I don't really blame them, to be honest.
The venture actually being devalued here soon.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
you
see.
bait everybody in and then take it back.
Oh god. Hey, but look, Adventurex still has the Hertz, right? They extended that.
Mhm. Yeah, but you can get that with the Bilt Mastercard, which is
That's
free,
true.
man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Hmm.
Oh, it's funny. I want to bring this up real quick. It's not like super big of a thing, but someone asked, where do they get the answers for the rent free, right? And they said that
Yeah.
apparently it's coming from their Instagram stories. And maybe 2 months ago, I tried to rig the rent free game by sending it all to you guys and more or less trying to get the answers that we would know. And therefore, we would know all the answers,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, you literally went to all the discords and whatnot, and I think you even community posts, and you said, hey, let's because you can create your own I guess answers. So you just said, here's the answers that we'll do, and then uh and just do that, and say I think you got a lot of people, but not enough to rig it, I guess. Too big to
Yeah.
rig. Too big. Oh god.
I felt like we could at least lean some of the answers.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been cool. It
That's
would
all
have been
right.
cool. You're always trying
Whatever.
to scheme. I wonder if they mentioned anything in here about people getting like the answers to rent day and stuff like that, like on Reddit and stuff.
What do you mean? Like all the the point quest answers?
Yeah, yeah, every month. Okay, here's the answers, and then you just
Oh,
put it
they
in.
knew about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
they
wonder if
just
they
didn't
mentioned
care.
it. Hmm.
Oh, okay. In this thread,
Mm.
when if at all can we expect a Flying Blue United Aeroplan bonus transfer rent day benefits? Question I get most often. Wish I could tell you, but we negotiate these a month at a time, and it's a bit of an art form each month. And I
Huh.
know where is it in the chat? Uh, Pana what? Right?
Yeah, Panawat.
Yeah, Panawat asked about Hyatt, so that's kind of the answer to that. They kind of just wing it. It seems like.
Yeah, no pun intended with Flying Blue or United. But yeah, I can imagine. I imagine these things change month to month. The price of certain things do that for sure. Hmm. I mean, he seems pretty legit, Mr. Rich. I never spoken to him. I know Call Me Lonnie did a whole interview with him, but
Yeah.
his comments seem to be pretty fair. and transparent.
I'm trying to find some of the more interesting ones that I saw last night because they talked about building. Oh, here's one of them. Can you talk about the Bilt 2.0 card products? What are the benefits you all considering? Will there be an impact to existing Bilt card? And he actually answered this one, which I thought was crazy. And he was like, members will see something on this soon, like very soon. So check your emails. And I think one of the comments he said that someone asked specifically like when the exact date is. And then he's like, it could be within a few days or within a few weeks. So I'm really thinking that it's going to come out before March.
Yeah, I would say so. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
don't
here it is.
fully know all the details. Oh yeah, you're able to quantify the number of days, weeks till the announcement. He said not many. Oh god. Uh, he gave enough info. You won't die waiting for an email. um, yeah, I mean, I've been hearing some talk of like this Bill 2.0. I mean, do you know anything on it necessarily? Like, I think people are mentioning like, oh, this can be a standalone card. It's going to be like you have to apply for it, and the old Bill card will be its own thing. But then maybe a 2.0 product, then it allows for paying your mortgage with the credit card and some other benefit and stuff. But do you know anything else on it? Have you read anything?
Personally, I haven't. The only thing I haven't watched it yet. I know John Lang did a video that has like 150K views on the
Oh, wow.
Bilt 2.0 card. Yeah, it's pretty
Damn.
crazy. But honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, when you bring it up, I could see the Bilt 2.0 card being linked to mortgages. You know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
announcing that kind of at the same time. It seems like.
And it seems as if like I think that's what people are worried about. Like people have mentioned it on some streams, some discords. They're like, is this going to make the old card not obsolete but different? Is this going to be an annual fee built card? Is this going to be mortgages alone? Like this is some unknowns for it. Because I think a lot of people with their recent email just saying like, oh, mortgages are coming for paying with your built card, just like we're paying our rents with it, right? I guess people are worried like, okay, is my current card going to be able to pay a mortgage or not? And if not, what's the deal? Like, what do we have to do? Do we have to apply for a card again just to get access to it? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions personally, especially just reading through the chats and everything?
I don't know. My gut feeling says that the Built Card 2.0 is not a new product, like a new card. I think it's just the existing card with some add-ons, possibly. I just can't imagine with the amount of people like I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know anything, but in my minds, I feel like it's easier to just introduce a new product that they can kind of maybe upsell you on the back end via a product they have already. Like we all have a Built Card. I feel like it wouldn't make sense to all of a sudden cut that user base by X percentage because not everyone's going to apply for that card as many as the people have for the Built card. I wouldn't imagine, and then split that user base. I feel like if you have a new product, just add it all into the existing and just have like a charge for it on the upsell. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. I know some people were thinking about it being like Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Venture X competitor. And I know for sure that's not going to be the case after reading this thread, and we'll get into it later. But Richard Kerr definitely confirmed that Bilt is not working on any airport lounges. Maybe they could be working on a priority pass, but they're not building out their lounge network. So I really doubt this would be like a 550 card. I think at most it would be like a 150 $95 card if it was a separate product.
Interesting. Huh. Well, you never know until they want to build a built building somewhere, and then
The
the
Bilt
whole
Cafe.
building, the built, yeah, which we'll talk about. They have a whole cafe now. Apparently, they're getting into the cafe business, so
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Here it is.
Oh, what is it?
Was it any plans on building out the Bilt Lounge network, including partnerships with lounge operators? And Richard said, man, lounges are just so expensive. Do you want an avenue to lounge access for our members? For sure. Do you want to overpay to lease a space at JFK to have everyone complain about it being overcrowded? No.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's the
it's got to
dilemma,
be a
man.
tough freaking game. Honestly, fair. Yeah. See, like his comments are like coming from the point of view of someone who actively is in the points and miles game. Like we know he's crazy like that.
Hmm.
So it's like there's not much you can kind of fight fight on it. Um, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think I don't know if we mentioned. I think we mentioned it on stream. The Bilt's the Blade Lounge is pretty nice. So it's
Yeah.
like those kinds of ones. Okay, cool. If you're gonna take a helicopter to Newark, that could work. Those lounges are pretty cool. Um, but don't they have? But they have. Didn't you say there's a Bilt Lounge in New York City somewhere,
Uh,
or
Bilt
is that just?
Cafe, but no, that's
Oh, okay.
American Express Lounge, technically, but it's more of a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. I think I
Yeah.
got that wrong. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Chris V is here. Yo, yo, yo. What's popping, Chris? What's going on? Woodsy came in a little earlier and said, this is, oh, yeah, he says, yo, this is random. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Zomba Slayers got paroled for pop-up jail yesterday on the Plat. Got the 150K
Oh
offer.
man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Woodsy still pop-up jail. Juan says, hey, Anthony and Calvi, what's going on, Juan?
Hey.
Panama, we showed earlier. Filmo's World's here. Avenger has a question. Does Built have any application rules, or is it recent inquiry and sensitive, do you think?
I think now, especially without Evolve Bank, but they're going off Wells Fargo's platform.
Mm,
Wells Fargo is definitely heavy sensitive on inquiries that I've noticed. I tried to apply for their autograph card back in the day, and that was one of the reasons. Too many cards opened.
interesting.
So I think Bill is like that too. When I was reading through like forms of people not getting approved.
Yeah, do you think, for those of you who don't know, like, yeah, many months ago, there was a whole issue with Yada Bank and then also Built's behind the scenes bank called Evolve.
Mm.
They had some issue with, I think, with liquidity issues and stuff. But they eventually, like, basically canceled anybody who had the Evolve Bank issued Built card, which was like pre 2022, I think, or maybe 2022 and past. Or maybe, yeah, I think around there. And then you had to like you personally, right? You had to reapply for another Built card
Yeah.
issued by Wells Fargo, right?
Yeah, they gave me a lower credit limit, which is crazy. It's not bad. It's like 1,000. So it was my Evolve Bank was 6,000. The Wells Fargo was 5,000 right now, and for my troubles, they gave me 10,000 bill points.
All right. All right. That makes up for it a little bit, But I wonder if that's like a whole thing where the Evolve Bank was a lot easier to get approved, and Wells Fargo, now you have these more stringent rules where people didn't have that a couple of years ago. So that's
Mhm.
interesting. Philmo says, built as the Mallow Cup of the credit card world. I'm not familiar.
What's the Mallow Cup? Oh, you don't know?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hey, in
What
case
else?
if you wanted to know what Richard's favorite drink is, in-flight drink.
Oh, gin and tonic. Interesting.
No matter where you are in the world, they can't mess it up.
Oh, what about you? What's your go-to drink? Mine is just go and get some wine. It's the easiest thing ever.
Oh, on a plane?
Plain lounge, yeah. Any of
Oh,
it.
okay, we're kind of lounge. Yeah, I just get like a wine or something. Just honestly, most of the time, whoever's in front of me, I'll just tell the bartender what they get. Just give me that.
I'll have what he's having. Guy just looks at you like, who are you? We're ready for some drinks, baby. I want what he's having.
Yup. Hey, some people come up with some interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have their orders. um, Philmo, I do not know what Tito Jackson is. Who is that, Philmo?
Oh,
Huh, interesting.
how
What's
much work
this?
does it? Huh. How much work does it go into planning and setting up rent day dining experiences? So, for you all that don't know, on the first of the month, you can use Built points or cash, and you can make a reservation for Built members to basically crowd into a restaurant, and it pays for the whole like a meal experience. So it usually is like a 3 to 5 course meal. So
Hmm.
I've always wanted to do one, and I told Anthony, I'm like, man, one of these days for the first of the month, we need to go to Nashville or Atlanta.
It would be fun. It would definitely be fun. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Uh, maybe we should take a trip to New York and do a Built Cafe. Maybe that's what we got to go to pay
We
them a
do a
visit.
built vacation.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
go to
I would
Blade
really
Lounge.
love, huh?
We go to Blade Lounge, Built Cafe, everything.
Yeah, Hell yeah.
Go to
um,
Anchor's house.
oh my goodness. Anchor's house. What does he say? Our CEO gets emails every single day in his inbox from members asking for experiences in their city, and we want to keep expanding. It's an absurd amount of work to do for our experiences and dining team each month. When you really break down what's required for a single event, shout out to the event planners, it's menus, registrations, QA, so much work. The fact that we pull these off is impressive. So, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine that's a lot for sure. Um, as Filmo gets a built ad at the moment. That's funny. And Chad's Money Minutes is here. Well, yes, we are on. We're live. What's up, Chad?
You know, it's
Interesting.
interesting. So, I didn't actually go to it. I really wanted to. I don't know what happened, but it was it was right before the pandemic, and in Washington D.C. when I was living there, American Express was having an event for their gold members, and if you went there, it's you paid $60 for this meal course experience, and at the end of the meal, you could do a gotcha poll and it will give you something like MR points or something like that, some merch. So
Really?
I really wanted to go, but I don't know what happened. I just couldn't go.
Huh. It's pretty cool. You know, I really love the path that Built kind of has, you know, for the future. Like I love the idea of the experiences, the dining. Like I like the idea that you can kind of curate some sort of a trip, all with well, either just built through their you know, app itself, or
Mhm.
you know, using their points and stuff to pay for it. Like I was looking at Disney park tickets the other day, like maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that, and I was like, oh, you know, pay 15,000 bill points per ticket for a park hopper ticket in Walt Disney World in Florida. I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, if you can have it all in one app or earn one currency, and you can basically vacation wherever you want. Like I love the idea behind it. It's just, yeah, obviously implementation's tough, and they're doing it. You know,
Yep.
definitely.
And
Mhm.
some people are starting to complain about their app because it's starting to get really complicated in there.
Is it really? Is it getting
I mean,
complicated?
there's so many tabs, man. Dude,
It's
every
true.
time I want to pay my Bilt card, it always opens up the wallet. And I'm like, dude, I'm not wanting to go to the wallet. I'm wanting to pay off my card.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It always takes a second to remember, like, okay, wallet, yeah, or build car, and then pay there. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking of like people like looking at the app, like this is so complicated, just like really like confused in their built apps. Like, geez, yeah, it's true because it's starting to add, like they're adding everything in. Like now they have the built buy a home, and get some points back, and then right there is collection where you can like furnish your house a little bit, with some interesting decor, with your build points after buying the house. So it's like, yeah, that's
Yep.
they're putting it all together.
I think
Hmm.
it's pretty interesting too that you don't even have to have the Bilt credit card to open up a Bilt account. Like you can get those benefits still without it.
Hmm. Definitely.
Sorry, just reading this real quick. See if
Hmm.
it's worth anything. Huh. Amtrak purchases don't count towards Bilt. Yeah, their travel category is really limited.
Is it? Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I remember going to the TOS there. Uh,
So it's a cost benefit analysis, and that's why they didn't want to do it because it's a no annual fee card.
hmm.
As a guy who reviewed credit cards.
To
Um,
expand. Hmm.
Remember, Bilt is much more than a co-branded card. Whatever card you have linked to the Bilt card and stacks rewards from your card, and then bonus earnings in your restaurant, fitness studios, Lyft, and Walgreens. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
surprised that they actually got that Walgreens partnership. That's insane.
yeah. And people do, you know, take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a quarterly rotating category card, get 5% at or even like 3x drugstore stuff like that. I mean, it's an interesting stack through their app.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
You
cool.
saw something interesting?
Nah, I'm just reading as as we're going through. Oh, here we go. Mortgage questions.
Heck yeah, man. You
Let's
know, I'm
do it.
closing on this house maybe soon with Mr. Anthony Ventures help.
Hell yeah, appreciate you.
I didn't
So
get
yeah, yeah,
the chance to try their mortgage thing. That thing came out afterwards. It's pretty interesting. And we did you talk about it in a live stream before, where you can get
yeah.
like 200,000 points all in one chunk?
Yeah, essentially, if you if you get on board with an EXP agent, so it's one of the biggest brokerages, real estate in the world, they should all, some agents probably aren't aware of it, but they should all have access to be able to buy a house with the build program, and they would give you 0.5 points per dollar. So like a 200K house give you 100,000 Bilt points in your account for buying with EXP and doing the Bilt program. So that's the quick and fast with that. But what was the guy mentioning with mortgage?
So it just seems like he's interested in it. He's just like, I'm really looking forward to mortgage payments. The irony, Bilt is helping its member towards home ownership, is as soon as they buy, the card basically loses its value. I realize it's a no annual fee card, niche categories, 3x. Huh? Niche category, a 3x multiplier could help me use it more. 2x on travel, 3x on dining doesn't attract me. I don't understand that. Dining is a really big category where you can earn a lot of points on.
3x is, pretty powerful for,
Yeah.
no annual fee.
Well, apparently they pay for entertainment and pharmacy more.
I mean, yeah, that's just, I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the
Entertainment you pay
most
for, man.
important. I don't know. At least, I mean, I guess it's interesting. Like most cards don't have pharmacy, but like a Freedom card would. But he actually asked, which new annual fee captures your attention over Bilt? Which no annual fee card?
Wells Fargo Autograph, 3x dining, travel, transit, gas, streaming, cell phone bills, and cell phone insurance. No foreign transaction fee, transferable partners. I mean, though, whatever they're so they're also talking about the CDW, which I feel like isn't too big a deal for me personally. But yeah, they also said that the CDW is secondary. That's what I thought. And Bilt, it is primary, except just New York State. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
New York's
Wells Fargo, you should know.
Yeah.
But the transfer partners are so much better on Bilt compared to the autograph card.
Yeah. Like if you had to choose one currency, 100% Bilt for sure. I would imagine for now. Oh wow, here we go. Damn. What is Type Couture saying?
So is that a separate person or is it the same person?
Not sure actually. I think it's fine.
Right apart from rent, that's one edge Bilt has over the autograph. Obviously, rent is the main draw for Bilt, but the other rewards are pretty lackluster to me. Hoping to see some more change with 2.0, and then Richard's just like, I think our transfer partners are superior.
which is true. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. I mean, look, that autograph has a lot of different earnings categories, but yeah, again, it's like, how could you use that most efficiently over time? I think he's right. I mean, I think if the transfer partners are superior, that's, at least in our community, that's a huge plus. 100%. Yeah. Oh God, looks like a lot of people defend his comments. Looks like nobody. I'm surprised. Reddit's always on one side. So
you're in the Bilt subreddit, man. You talk bad about the Bilt card, you get a slam.
Right. Interesting. And there's got to be more, right?
I love it. There was a bunch of them like this. It's like, hey, you hiring?
Yeah. We get hundreds of applications a day. A school in your resume isn't going to define you or put you at the top of the list. What do you uniquely bring to the table? Maybe you think we should go in there and say, like, look, I have 8,000 subscribers on YouTube talking about credit cards. Is that
Sorry,
enough?
we don't hire scumbags.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine? Oh my God, you should do a video applying for a job at Bilt, given your whole history with them, and you basically like shut down a whole part of their thing.
Automatic denial.
That would be so funny. That would be so funny. Like applying for a job at Bilt, and like when it says, what sets you apart, it's like, well, I created the God trifecta that did X. Oh my god,
that screwed up your company.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so funny. I would love to if we did that.
Yeah, man. Might be a serious thought. That would be funny. But I also love too the unlimited PTO sounds too good to be true, and that kind of is the case. My wife has unlimited PTO, and most of the time you don't know if you're gonna be able to take a vacation because you have to get that approved through your management, or you can't take it, and you can't cash out your days when you leave the company.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, right? Like this, yeah, they say unlimited PTO, but then yeah, you have to. It's like, oh, listen, we have a big project coming up, so you can't, So it's like, is that really?
Right.
But this guy says no one abuses it. It's never scrutinized. It can exist. Oh wow, check out all our jobs. There you go. Let's apply. It's
Yeah.
time to work there. Let's see. You know. CJ came in and he says, actually, they might love to have Calby to ensure there aren't any loopholes. Sounds like a six-figure job to me. Just remember your best buddy, CJ. Yeah, you both can work there. It's true. You remember, did you ever
Yep.
watch the movie Catch Me If You Can with
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you could be, once you did all your fake check fraud, and I guess in your case, God trifecta, hire you back in a salary to help them find the loopholes, and stuff like that. It kind of start working for the FBI in that case. In your case, work for Bilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should. Another martini, Randall. Impressive. Um, okay. Can you pay my rent this month because I'm never winning rent free? He says I cannot, but keep trying. Unbelievable.
That's us right now, man. No one's ever winning. No one that we know of ever wins.
I know. No one we know. It's just John out in John out in I don't know, freaking
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas. Yeah. Oh my God, that's that's the first. I actually bet someone from Wichita, Kansas the other day. I was like,
Oh
wow,
yeah,
you're the one person that's actually from there. It's crazy.
that's funny. I
Um,
mean, everyone keeps talking about it.
yeah, it's getting big. Are we getting a Built Cafe in San Diego?
You know, it's really interesting. It's all these premium credit cards, all these benefits that they're building out. It always seems like the West Coast gets like less of it. Like American Express focus a lot on the East Coast, and everyone
Yeah,
complains about that.
yeah. I mean, it's probably just the whole idea of them being kind of headquartered in New York, I'd imagine, right? It's
I
like having more
guess.
influence there.
But Americans, Wells Fargo, well, I guess, does Wells Fargo pander more towards the West Coast? Because they started out actually in the West Coast.
Hmm. I'm not sure. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it looks like the popularity of the cafe is off the chain this week. We've gotten a request from every city, and if I had a hunch, our CEO is thinking about how to expand these. Huh.
It's
Yeah.
big money. I mean, the Capital One cafes, they're doing real good. Like, so you ever been to the Capital One cafe? When you go in there, they give you usually free stuff. So I picked up free pins before, some origami.
Hmm.
Richie recently went to the Capital One cafe in DC and he got a free luggage tag with it being monogrammed. So it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then when you go into the Capital One cafe and you use a Capital One card to pay for it, you get 50% off. And it seems like Built Cafe is kind of the same structure. I know they have more free things, like you get free coffee when you go into there,
Hmm.
but everything else is paid for. So I thought it was interesting.
Interesting. And I think there is another Reddit thread going into the built cafes. So yeah, I actually wonder what some of the like how similar it is to the Capital One cafes.
You want to get
Um,
into it, man?
yeah, I mean, if you think there's nothing else in this thread, sure, I'd love
I can
to
look. Yeah,
look into it. Um, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I think we were talking off camera about this. We were like, well, you did a video once talking about how Capital One's kind of like, at one point you're like, oh, it's taken over DC. You got the headquarters there. You have that upstairs place that we were hanging out at, like
yeah.
playing
The
mini golf
perch.
and stuff. Yeah, the Perch that I think isn't that owned by Capital One? You said.
I'm not 100% sure, but they
Okay.
definitely own the land to it being leased on.
Gotcha. And then all the Capital One cafes that they have there, we went to the one in Georgetown, where Richie just was not too long ago. And yeah, that's it's interesting. It's interesting. Especially, yeah, if Built starts building out all those there. Yeah, I just we were laughing about it off camera, like Built just own everything. Built will own the buildings, it'll own the restaurants, the cars, they'll start building electric cars, Built cars. Um, you know, we said,
Pyramids.
well, yeah, they'll the build could start building the pyramids. Oh, I didn't realize you things there. Um,
Oh,
yeah, have them just own everything. Yeah,
I mean, it's worked for Capital One. They made a lot of money. They had Capital One Arena, the Broadway. Why not?
private jets. That's what we need. That planes.
American Express has it.
Yeah, that is true. So what we got here?
Talking about the letter that the Built cafes are coming.
Yeah, it's
Saw the Bilt banner on NoHo, so that's somewhere in Manhattan.
yeah.
And then here's the menu. I need to pull that back up.
Hmm. Yeah. So it looks like, yeah. So starting today through Rent Day, members can stop by to enjoy a complimentary coffee and a New York City famous Mammon cookie. I never heard that before. What's a Mammon
Huh? Where do
cookie?
you see that?
In the post itself above the
Huh?
original poster.
Mom and cookies. Let me
Hey, what is
see.
that?
Let me
What is
pull it up.
I mean, I'm from New York. I never heard that before.
Let
A
me see.
Mammon cookie.
Instead of
Or just
sharing instead of sharing just a tab, can I share the whole thing?
yeah, you doing what are you doing? You have to hit present, share screen, then window.
It's not showing up.
It's,
It's all right. That's all
instead
right.
of Chrome tab. Huh.
Mom and cookies. Oh, it
So
looks like a Leviathan cookie, so it kind of is like a cake cookie combo.
so that's what they're giving people, huh? Built
Yeah,
members.
my
I wonder how they're getting in. They just show their built card. And they just, they get into the lounge. If not, they get bounced out.
man,
Interesting.
these
Okay.
cookies are expensive too. Like
Wow.
that's
Do we
like
have any?
$2 for a belt member.
Do we have any pictures of the Built Cafe? I'd like to
Yep.
actually see if there's yeah, this is the email about it, but I'm trying to look on my side.
Here we go, man.
Oh, you have it?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
nice.
their Instagram post. So this is what the cafe looks like. We're brewing something up.
Huh. 31 Bond Street. Interesting. Open to all, but Built members earn even more. Feel like a regular at the spot made by Built just for you.
So,
Huh.
from my understanding, that means you don't have to be a Bilt credit card member. You just need to open up a Bilt account.
Um, yeah, but I mean, you could just go there if you want, no matter who you are. It's just Built members get points,
Oh, the free
get
stuff.
extra stuff. Yeah, with the Neighborhood
Gotcha.
Cafe. I mean, that's pretty sleek looking. Do we
Yeah,
have the inside? Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting.
It's
Okay.
kind of small. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. That's
Wow.
what the coffee looks like.
Say what you want, man. They got some good branding.
Oh yeah,
They put it
100%.
everywhere. Huh. There you
This
go.
lady enjoying her coffee on the
That's what is
counter.
that what we can do? We can before checking out and paying, we could sit on the counter. If that's, I'll do that.
I mean, you pay for the Bilt card, man.
But look at that coffee bean hopper right there. It's empty. Oh, that's not good. That's not a good look.
Not a good
Like, are they
look.
gonna have to get the beans out of the back, or is this gonna be ready when I need it? What's the deal? I love the first comment. This guy Jake Lavins, bring back American Airlines as a transit partner, please. Like, you can't just let them have the cafe. You can't please bring it back. Just let them have it, man.
But we all know that City it has an exclusive partnership with American Airlines. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm Mike Newland was popping. Mike, good afternoon, surprise afternoon live. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. All Calvia's idea. I thought this was interesting.
yeah,
Look
I mean
at
they
that.
said a lot of stuff in the ANA.
Hmm.
It
For
looks like you
sure.
can buy Bilt merch, and I really want one of their hoodies.
Hmm. Maybe email them. Maybe they'll give it to you.
Dude, I've talked to them before about it. They're like, actually, those hoodies are only for our employees only.
Oh my god.
I'm like, you
Did
guys
you
just don't
like
want to give me one.
uh did you talk to like CEO once somehow or emailed him or
Maybe
VP?
maybe I'm wrong. It was definitely a VP. I don't know what he was a VP of. I think he was like a VP of like customer
Uh
relations or something like that. It wasn't Richard, I'm pretty sure, but
hmm.
he was telling me he was going through it and he's like, "Oh, these are why your Bilt points aren't valid," and then took away the 700,000 points.
Hmm. It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
your history with these people.
I did talk to one of their affiliate marketing too, and that's where I asked about their merch. I'm like, "Hey, I'm trying to buy like a Bilt hoodie on your Bilt collections," and they're like, "Nah, sorry, those are only for our employees." I'm like, "Well, screw me, I guess."
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
Unbelievable. Okay. Wow. People are excited. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, look at that. You can buy like croissants and stuff.
Hell yeah! Look at that. What the hell? What the heck could that be? It's
Dude,
interpretive art.
why don't they put like their built art from the collection that you can buy for like $200?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look at that artwork. Wow, look at that. That was so much fun.
Yeah, man. That could
Like
be
that
us.
matcha. That could be that could be us. Yes, it could. Mike Newland says there's a Built employee that has a YouTube channel also. He does points and miles also. Interesting. Who's
Oh,
that? Who's that? Share the link or share the
yeah.
name. That'd be interesting. Maybe we can get a collab going. Maybe we can get him in here, and we can say, "Listen, let's ask him when's AA coming back."
Just
That'd be
bombard
good.
them.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Not bad. Um, and if there's anything else in that Reddit thread, that'd be interesting. In fact, I'll probably pull it up myself, just so I can see.
Yeah, it'll probably be easier for you. I did see that in the ANA, unless you wanted to go back to the cafe, they did ask about status benefits. Built status right now, it's fun to try to earn, and they do have slight benefits to it, but most of the time, it's not the greatest benefits.
Hmm. How do you do like dark mode? Like you have it. I don't know how to
uh,
do that.
I think you have to be like, it's in the Reddit settings. Like you go into the settings and then you like press dark mode.
Oh, I'm not even signed in, so I can't. But I'll just
You're
share it
gonna
anyway.
blow our eyes out.
Yeah. Here, that's what we'll do. So I won't be able to see comments, but Calby can now. So can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So here's the same AMA, but I am sharing because it might be a little easier for me. Let's
Right.
see what we got here. Let's see. Hmm.
Oh yeah, Mike's trying to remember their channel. You can't
Okay.
really think about it right now.
Gotcha. This guy Shortel said, "What do you see happening the rest of 2025 in the realm of points and miles?" So I guess general silent devaluations of Bonvoy, Marriott. When do you think we could start paying mortgages with Built ACH? Interesting. Okay. So and Richard Kurtz says, "Pretty open-ended question, but if I put my thinking cap on, we'll see the loss of another U.S. airline due to bankruptcy or merger. Likely, yeah. Honestly, hope to see
Spirit.
the merger, yeah, rather than the loss of an airline." Likely, these things always end up getting merged. For hotels, we'll continue to see large acquisitions of a few brands that are still left to be acquired by the big chains. Shout out to Starwood Hotels for making a reappearance. Missed the very last look there. Mortgages, we see the skepticism about it launching, but it is launching this year. The team is working on it daily.
Excuse
Interesting.
me. I thought they would when they announced it like publicly in the email. I thought they were more closer to like releasing it. It seems like they're kind of like it may even be pushed off to next year. What I'm reading from it.
That's interesting. Yeah, they did bring up a good point. Yeah, they did make it seem like this is coming in the coming months, but yeah, it's like it is launching this year, not like Q1, Q2. But it makes sense. There's a lot of things to work out, I'm sure, to get that moving, for sure. And short tell says agree. These ultra low cost carriers, Sun Country, I never even heard of Sun Country, Frontier, Spirit, JetBlue are having the what being kicked out of them lately. Huh. You know what? I'll being kicked out of them lately, being from the Northeast. I hope JetBlue pulls through. But hey, man, they just introduced the new JetBlue card. That's going to save them. I don't know if you guys wanted to
No,
see.
it's not.
That's the new up and up. I think you guys are underestimating. What is it called? Premier, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I think you guys are severely underestimating the power of the new JetBlue Premier card. I know some people are asking about it in the comments, so I guess we can do real quick if Calby's okay with it. Okay, so we have 70,000 bonus points plus 5 mosaic tiles. 6 back on JetBlue and Paisley. A lot of people are wondering what the hell's Paisley. It's just a booking platform that they use that's people say is upcharged pretty heavily. 2x on restaurants and grocery stores. Where's the annual fee? Why is it so
Dude,
like
you missed you missed the most important benefit. You get
which?
group A boarding.
Oh wow, there you go. Yeah,
Yo,
that's
man.
powerful. Isn't this funny though? Where is the annual fee? I mean, I know what it is, but I just want to see it.
Go
Why is
into
it
the
so
terms.
hidden? There we go.
Yeah.
$500. $500. And it's basically identical to the I don't know if it's no annual fee or low annual fee, but the other JetBlue card that a lot of people notice. It's like all the same benefits and credits. I think they both come with a $300 statement credit on Paisley. Um,
Do
which is
they?
$50 in $50 increments after you spend $250 each time.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, look, they're gonna $500. That's gonna save the whole airline industry. If you get enough people to pay 500 for this card, we could start taking off again. Right now, the JetBlue planes are landed, but yeah, I'm just kidding.
I think the effective annual fee for that card is $200.
Excuse me. In
Yeah,
what? In
because you get the
what's that?
statement credit, right?
Are you talking about the Paisley 300? So
Yeah.
basically, I think it's $50. You only get $50 every time you spend 250. I think is how it works. Let me just make sure here. No, it doesn't actually say it, but yeah, if I look into the terms, I believe it's once you spend 250 through Paisley, you'll get $50. So you'd have to like spend 250 6 times to get the full $300 in statement credits, which, I guess would be a solid $1,500.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that would be interesting. I hate that there's like no easy way to click into the benefits. Like usually there's some sort of thing that can like give you the terms and conditions, or it should be down here,
Yeah.
but they really try to bury it. I wonder if this is where it'll show.
Barclays is like that. I mean, you dealt with them. You have to fax over stuff.
Yeah, it's a pain. It's an absolute pain.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Mike and
Mhm.
Gun Diver is like, and they're saying it's not trash. It trash, but it's trash, trash, trash.
I think you're severely underestimating it. All right, here it is. I'll zoom in a little bit, just so everybody's aware. Um, all right, so up to $300 statement credit on Paisley by JetBlue. Okay, for every Paisley JetBlue purchase of 250 or greater through the use of the card account, you'll receive a $50 statement credit, subject to a limit of 6 statement credits. Yeah, so you have to spend basically 1,500 to get the full 300, and in all separate transactions. I think. Yeah, I think it has to be. Yeah, it'd have to be all separate transactions. So that's kind of odd. it's,
Yeah.
it's definitely
I
odd.
mean, they're losing money, man.
It's the only way to save the company. Um, anyway, here I'll come back to what do we have here? Oh, the point scientist is here.
Yeah.
What's going on? Haven't seen him a bit. He said, I did a ton of extra, not real spending at Walgreens with other cards to get the gold this year, but I will admit I'm kind of disappointed. The gold level bonus is not closer to platinum level. For sure. Yeah. They upped that by like double, right? I think it's 200K earned points to earn platinum, as opposed to 100 last year.
I think so.
That's like crazy. That's a much harder requirement for sure, as most people would say. Oh,
Yeah,
Mike Newland. Yes, we got
200.
rich with points this Saturday. Yeah, that'll be fun. 200. Yeah, 200K. Appreciate it, Mike. Let me see. Filmo says Filmo is the JetBlue luxury card of YouTube. High annual fee. So I did there. High AF. Lots of promise, no real content. And he says not trash, but it's trash, trash. Okay, that's funny. And then where's mine? Oh yeah, I got it right there. All right, what do we got here? Oops. So this is what you saw. Okay, cool.
It's funny too. In that little thread, they asked him about like personal questions, like what's your favorite stain, which is cool, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not many that actually make a real effort to do one of these AMAs, at least in our space.
Mhm.
So it's good with gaining favor with the people, I feel. So this is funny. How do I get a job appeal for someone who recently graduated? What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Finance or
I want
product
to run
management?
the company.
I want. Can I? Yeah. Can I be alongside Anchor making the decisions here? um, that's funny. Now they do an internship. That's pretty cool. What's your educational background in? I'm a pharmacist looking to get out of healthcare. I'm a
Oh boy.
country Georgia boy. Oh, I thought he was from South Carolina. I thought he said
Yeah,
that with
man.
Lonnie.
I told you.
Huh. Maybe he's lying. I don't know. I thought I heard him say he's from Charleston. Maybe he was just
What?
stationed there in the military. Maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, then a
High
Navy
schooling in
officer.
England. Yeah.
Helicopters for 9 years. Then a points nerd.
Yeah, that's what I was
Just
looking for. Is the status tier is going to be more valuable because you have to spend a lot. They double the requirement for platinum, so like, what are you going to give us back in return? So, are there any plans to make the gold tier more valuable? I was gold from 2023 to 2024. At the end of last year, didn't make quite sense to go back to gold, or at least try to. And on the first of the day, I'm not regretting it at all. Yeah, their rent day bonuses wasn't that great last month. It was just a core hotels status thing.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And he says, a couple things I'll tell you. We are putting a lot of emphasis on our elite status program to make it stronger and stronger. This is such an art
Right.
form rather than number science. We know we can only cater to the top tiers. We'll keep taking care of you platinum members, but every benefit has a real cost. I think we need to do a lot of work at the mid tiers, and you'll see some more stuff added in. Appreciate you striving for status. So that's
You know what they
interesting
should have
here.
done? I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe they just wanted to like help out everybody, but they should have at least like if you wanted the free coffee at Bill cafes, maybe like earn silver status.
Hmm. Yeah, that would be cool. Um, this guy, so damn punny, says, when do you expect some transfer partners like Alaska, or I guess I should say better transfer bonus offers to Alaska or Hyatt so it can compete with cards like the Chase Sapphire? Richard says, Chase doesn't have Alaska as they've never done transfer bonuses. Oh, and they've never done transfer
Yeah,
bonuses to Hyatt.
that's what I was
Um,
thinking.
yeah, you probably won't see one from us. Just working to expand it. I mean, just the fact you have Hyatt at all, I mean, it's pretty good. It's really good. And Alaska, I mean, so
Mhm.
as well. Like that's huge for sure. Um, I think people forget, like, most of these companies, outside of the big ones, don't have these partners to even have that possibility. Like, you know,
Mhm.
paying your rent and stuff and getting these points, a real opportunity to earn a lot of build points for that. Maybe not via like welcome offers, but it's there. Hmm.
That's another thing too. The travel Duke right under that said that we'll be grateful if we even have Hyatt without shelling out $95
Oh,
just to be able
yeah,
to transfer our
literally.
points, right?
Right. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to pay anything to do that. Very true. I guess it's just, yeah, you're just balancing like, oh, but I can get 100K points with my CSP on a welcome offer. So it's like, you get spoiled for sure. Hmm.
Hey, real quick in the live chat. So Smart Think asked questions. Can you ask the Built VP why the Built app needs an update to be updated almost every single day?
It's
Why
true.
don't they intentionally update the app like every other app? It's kind of funny too because like they don't actually update the app. It's just every time you sign in, they're like, "We done an update. Please refresh it." And I was like, "Dude, what did you even do to this?"
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I know I never really thought about it, but it literally is every single day. Yeah, it's every day
You're right.
that they have an update. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe we should ask them that. Um, it's funny. Point sign this platinum requires 50K spend. Yue Liang says, oh, that's moon in Chinese. Very nice. Everyone is giving out priority passes, so it shouldn't be considered when it comes to justify the effectiveness of the annual fee. Hmm.
That's what I think personally, but some cards do that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of says new built request posting or requirement posting develop build 3.0. Richard needs to apply. Not fully. Don't fully know. I'm not unsure. I'm unsure a little bit. What do you mean? Post and develop. I don't know. Imagine now we're jumping to 3.0. It's crazy. Just the new update. Yeah.
Hey,
Rodrigo
2.0
asks,
is coming up soon, so
yeah, you guys got to start working on it. What would you guys value? Rodrigo says, what would you guys value Chase points at if Chase didn't have Hyatt as a transfer partner? Oh,
1.5 2 still because 1.5 because if you do the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it's always going to be 1.5 as cash value. So there's that.
hmm.
Um, for their other partners, you do international travel. It's you can get pretty decent on that, so you kind of average it out at 2. But for some of their domestic, like you only do domestic, I would just do 1.5 because most of their domestic is only usually like 1 cent per point.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say pretty similar. Yeah, I just like that some of like I've been wanting to use my Air France miles or even in some cases maybe Virgin. I like that they have some transfer bonuses, like a 20% to Air France the other day. So yeah, I think that could be powerful on their own without Hyatt as well. I definitely have found uses for it so far. I'm actually really liking looking at the portal too, which is it's crazy to say, but I actually kind of like some of the values even at 1.25. Like I found through the Chase portal, like you basically are paying the exact same amount. Actually, it's a little bit better to go through the portal to book Delta flights than to just like, I don't know, like if there was a world to transfer like your Amex points to Delta, I guess, but even though less the tax, like you actually get better value by using your Chase points to book a Delta flight on the portal versus Delta Direct. As far as points value, not anything else included, as far as like dealing with third parties and stuff. SmartThing says they have a Bilt lounge in New York City with no benefits except higher points for coffee, like Capital One Cafe, just diversifying and taking out Starbucks. Interesting. See, that's what I thought there was one. I really swore you told me once that there was a Bilt lounge, New York.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I just know they're like Blade partnership, but I didn't know there was actually like a Bilt lounge. I don't think there is. Can you find anything about it?
Maybe not. Maybe that's oh no. Smart thing says, wait, guy on the right isn't the VP? Hello, Anthony definitely click. Wait, JK, this is
Oh.
good. You don't know Calvi? This is Calvi, man. Calvi's an OG. No, he's not VP. Can you imagine if I had this? Like, I'm sitting like this for some of this. Like, I would not be like this with.
You'll be all straight and go like.
I'd be like,
Can we just circle back?
Oh my god, that's funny. No, I mean, if you want to, I guess I could see how that could be misconstrued. I guess. Hey, listen, this was Calby's thumbnail and title, all right? It wasn't mine. Not to throw you under the bus or anything, Calby. I'm sorry to say, but but if you do want to see someone who did talk to the VP, Mr. Kalmilani, this guy right here. Let's see where it is. If you go down, right here, exclusive interview with the VP of Travel at Bilt Rewards. So call me Lonnie, Bilt, and you'll find him right there. So that's they did a video together, which was very good, actually.
Yeah,
for sure. It's called the Bilt Neighborhood Cafe. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. There was never a Bilt Lounge, just the new neighborhood cafe.
yeah.
So that's interesting.
And to Mike's question up there, he asked about the Bilt lounges. It seems like the VP of Travel has like no plans to open up any other lounges.
Yeah, they mentioned it's just too expensive and they don't want to deal with it, like the overcrowding, people complaining about overcrowding. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. What's this? Not a question, but my flight got rescheduled and the phone support was super helpful in getting me a new flight. So it didn't nuke my entire itinerary. I was dreading having to broker this between three parties, airline, Expedia, Bilt, but they made it easy. Well, that's pretty cool. Huh.
Yeah.
That's good
I've
to
heard a
know.
lot of bad things actually about that, so I'm glad that someone has a good experience with that. I've
Really?
heard that, with Bilt, that they'll book something and then like when they show up to the hotel or whatever they booked, I think it was a hotel that they booked. When they showed up, they're like, we can't find your reservation, and then called that, and then they weren't able to get a room. Maybe they fixed it though.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. If so. This guy, not MH, said, what went into creating the Earn 10X at Bilt partner restaurants in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut promo? What influenced it? Rent day cap. You saw less than 2% of card members hit it, so over 1,000 points on rent day. Do you expect something similar for this promotion? I actually was not necessarily familiar. Earn 10X at the Bilt partner restaurants. Or I mean,
Isn't
if we
that
were
just
talking about,
neighborhood?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I thought they did away with that to like drop it to 3X no matter what. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I see. So like most connected commerce platforms, we'll do offers from time to time to see if we can increase the engagement. This was one of those and seemed to be going well. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hmm. This that about secret sauce. When Bilt offers transfer partners to airlines and hotel partners, how is that selection decision made? Is it primarily driven by Bilt, a partner, or a mix of both? What factors influence that? He says, yeah, you're unfortunately asking for a lot of the secret sauce there. It's always a mix of Bilt and partner engaging to see what we could do to drive engagement in their programs while showing Bilt members true value. I'll tell you, every rent day is a bit of a choreographed dance. Wow. Yeah, I can
It
imagine.
seems like, yeah. The earlier post, they said that they only do it like a month before. So
Hmm.
it's pretty tight.
It's interesting. Hmm. You know, my only like connection like to that makes sense to me is like in the new construction world for real estate, like every month they have technically have to put down a whole sheet of like comparing all of the other new builds in the area and figuring out what their incentive is going to be month to month. So like, is it a
Mm.
rate drop? Is it a 5K incentive instead of 6? Changes every single month. So I can imagine, yeah, something similar. Hmm.
Amtrak, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sadly.
yeah. He was going into DC, the Richard. He was going into DC during that time.
Oh, geez. Oh, God. Yeah, that was horrible. The plane crash over the
Mm.
Potomac last night. Yeah, it was, yeah, DC, a plane and a helicopter. Absolutely horrible.
Mm.
Um, yeah, he said, I'm incredibly sad to see such a long streak of safe aviation in this country ending tonight. Unfathomable horrors. Yeah, I think I read something like 16 years it's been since an actual like US airline crash. Like it's horrible, and we had a lot of people in the like Discord and what have you traveling through DC. So I'm glad
Mm.
some folks are safe, but horrible for the families out there. I really hate
Oh,
that.
yeah. Are you hiring for trade shows? Here's our jobs.
Yeah, he's just constantly getting people in there to be hired. Um, Huh. Okay. So again, the most common question is it true that the Build car will work for mortgages, and when will this feature be available? New undergrad, man. Really, everybody wants to work at Build. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
Oh God, and this guy would love to grab a coffee if you're in New York City soon and hear your story. I mean,
Listen, man, you have to step your door or step your foot into the door.
I guess I know, but nobody's gonna just Richard Curry's got a lot of stuff going on. He's not gonna just go grab a coffee, some healthy noise. Yeah, I'm sure you're a great guy, but he's not gonna do that. You'll be able to pay your mortgage with Built later this year. Yeah, I wonder how far into the future, like you said.
Mm.
Remember, Built is much more than our co-brand card, which represents only 15% of our members. Really? Wow. Only 15% of people who have a Built account have a card? That's interesting. Huh.
Huh. So I know some apartment complexes, they use Built, like Rent Cafe. They'll use the Built portal as like that's how you pay your payments, whether or not you have the Built card or not. So maybe
Hmm.
that's the case. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's possible. Huh. Interesting.
Hey, you see that? The Hyatt acquisition spree?
Let's see. Can you talk about Hyatt's acquisition spree and what kind of loyalty space they're going to carve out? I can't imagine this being financially sustainable. Mary
Mm.
and Hilton are going to the other end in dilutions. I can only imagine only one winner emerges from this. Richard says, I know a lot about loyalty, currency, and programs, not so much about hotel acquisitions. As a
Oh.
diehard Hyatt fan for many years, I'm here for all the new brands in the program and some places to try out. Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
I tried the Mr. and Mrs. Smiths, the one that replaced the small luxury hotels. Definitely not worth it. I don't think it is anyway.
Yeah.
Especially their points are more dynamic. Yeah. You don't know
Hmm.
what you're paying.
Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. And only one card and no business card version yet. So I guess
Mhm.
maybe there will be a plan that there'll be a built business card. But he speaks in this kind of this way where he kind of leaves everything kind of open ended because again, they're still so new. They don't know what they're going to do in the future. So I wouldn't get too excited about like, oh, they're going to have a business version anytime soon.
I know some people were thinking when the bill card first released, I remember they had to put in their terms that some people wanted to pay their commercial real estate rent or the mortgage for that real estate for their business through with the bill card, and they specifically said that wasn't possible.
Hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Um, Blind Elephant says, somewhat recently you had a great post indicating that the reward system is able to exist by having a certain percentage of people allocating their points towards poor redemptions and some allocating towards valuable redemptions. And it made me think, why does Bilt claim to love their gamers when we only seem to be hurting their bottom line? Um,
Yeah, man.
and, it's the hard questions. Why would we love our brand evangelists? You don't hurt our bottom line. You just may not be the most profitable customers. We need people like you to recognize and use the value of the program and then tell others about it. Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. He uses the VentureX and Freedom Unlimited everywhere. Makes sense. Um, so talking about Mesa, the other mortgage competitor, pay with the
What is
pay with
that?
the it's another credit card that lets you pay with your mortgage. Apparently
Hmm.
out now, but doesn't seem to be promising. Um, and yeah, he kept saying, "We'll be clear. It'll roll out this year. It's going to be this year. It's going to be."
I don't know.
And,
Like the other comment, he was like, "Oh, we're not sure if it's going to be released this year. It could be."
mhm. That's funny. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so it looks like that's pretty much it, honestly. Um,
There's so many at the bottom asking about mortgages, and he's
I
just
know.
like, "Already answer that, man."
Yeah, we answered this several times. It's like, why even answer? um, plus P has way over 1K. Would that mean the bat? Yeah, how's it right now? It's 100K points per year, no monthly limits.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
huh.
that's for rent too.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Um,
Yuri, Built is toast. What's wrong with Built? Like it's fine.
it's it's totally fine. We're fine. Yeah. One day we'll see. One day we'll see if they ever go public. We'll get to see the financials. We can really get into it. That'd be fun. Joe, hola, papi chulos. What's going on, Joe? Um, Mike Newland says, "What's the redemption when using bill points with Amazon?"
If I'm not mistaken, it's 0.7, isn't it?
Is it? I actually don't. I don't even think I looked into it, to be honest. Um, in the
I'll check it.
meantime, Mike Newland, why does Bilt not do a sign up bonus? Yeah, I mean, technically, at one point they did, right? At one point
Yeah,
they offered like 10K points.
yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That's what they gave me.
Well, I think it
But
was before.
after, yes. So when it was Evolve Bank, when people were applying for it, when it was during the beta phase, they gave 10K points. And when Built first released to the public, somehow I was able to get on that train, and I got 10K points. But as soon as it transferred over to Wells Fargo, they didn't have anything but the 5X.
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
I don't know if you talked about this before, but some people have been seeing data points. If you increase your credit limit on your Built card, there's a possibility that you'll get targeted for a 5x promotions for like a week or something like that.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. And I wonder if people are getting that nowadays too. Like when I got my build card, they were like, oh yeah, 5 days of 5X everything, something like that.
Mm.
Which I only ended up getting to use like 3 days of that. Joe Brito comes in with the two hottest guys on YouTube, baby. You know it. Just for that, we're throwing the cowboy hat on. That's right.
Oh.
That's we'll, we'll live out Joe's fantasies. Anyway, what were we looking up?
I'm
Oh, you were
looking up
Amazon.
the Amazon.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
Uh,
taken. Oh yeah, it's 0.7 cents. So every 100 points, every 100 bill points will give you 70 cents off your Amazon purchase.
mm, mm, okay. Bad. Did Mr. Venture have luck overturning the chasing denial? Is the train derailed? It does seem to me that it's a bit derailed a little bit. I was not able to get it overturned. I would say I honestly think like nowadays more people are going to get to like two. Like I feel like in the past it was kind of like four and then stop, maybe five and then stop. Now it's like seems like two, maybe if you're lucky three and then stop. So I think if you have none, you're still good to get a couple, or maybe a few. But yeah, it does. With the data points I've heard in my own experience, yeah, I feel like it. However, I'm going to be crazy pretty soon. I'm going to try to apply for an ink preferred for my fifth under mine. So I'm going to see if that'll work. Maybe it's all. We'll do that Maybe we'll do it live. You never know. That would be fun.
I went to the bank. That card isn't metal. You're paying $200 and that card isn't metal.
See, that's what I wonder. It's oh yeah, it's just the normal plastic, right? Like the other inks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But you can't even get like sapphire preferred metal. Unreal.
Yeah, right. Paying $200, man.
Well, for the Premier, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that really should be metal, that card. Smart Thing says Anthony should email Anchor from Bilt and request an interview. You can email really to the email he sends customers. I don't know. You think that's possible, Calvi? You think you should?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, it seems like half the time they spend most of their time on Reddit answering questions. They really care about their PR.
Yeah, it seems like I could probably get the Richard Kerr guy because Lonnie had him. So I don't know how they got that connected, but he might do that with me. Can you imagine Anchor would be on here? He'd be like, 1 second, I have a $1,500 meal coming in. Yeah, I'll be right back. You know.
I mean, he was on Fox News, man. You're just as big as Fox News.
Apparently, yeah. Oh yeah, can't be VP without 3 lamps in your background plus a cat. That's very true. That's very true. Well, Calby's got the build card behind him. If you guys didn't notice, you could actually see it right, right there. Yeah, this the build card. Not too bad. Not too bad. And Mike Newland says, in May, we're going to Orlando for a couple days. We're either looking at Conrad or Waldorf Astoria. Which one would you guys recommend? Ooh. We've seen both of these, Cal. Remember we talked to CJ about both of these.
The Conrad's the newest one, right?
I think the Waldorf actually is. I think it might have just over. The Conrad is very new too, but I think that if I'm not mistaken, the Waldorf is the newest, and it's like part apartment building.
Oh, right. It's like half.
Or condos or something. Yeah. I don't know personally.
Man.
Huh?
Pull it up, man.
Oh yeah, sure. We can just pull it up. Sure, let's do it. Let's see, Waldorf. Personally, I think the Conrad, but that's only because it looks like there's more to do.
So for branding, from my understanding, Conrads are kind of like Thompsons. If you ever stayed at a Thompson for Hyatt, it's kind of like luxury modern versus the Waldorf is kind of like luxury classic. And even with the newer properties, they still kind of try to keep that where everything looks a bit like older, but it's newer, but it still has that classic style versus Conrad. Everything's like modern, hip, that kind of thing.
All right. So I believe this is that. This isn't the one. Is this the one? I guess it depends. Is it recently renovated? I mean, I thought the one looked more like a tower. But we don't have. Maybe this is it actually.
Maybe that was Key West or something.
Oh, maybe. Well, this looks actually pretty nice. This Waldorf.
I mean, you like the classic style, man.
Yeah. Let me switch here some dates so we can pull both of them up. And then let's switch by brands or search by brands. Waldorf and where's Conrad?
At the top left. Yeah,
got it. Can we get okay, there we go. So let me just make sure we're good. That's fire, Joe's saying. All right, so we got the Conrad, we got the Waldorf Astoria. So I know the Conrad has a huge lagoon, and I think you could actually do rentals to get you out onto the lagoon. I love the views there.
Yeah, look at that room, man. It's nice.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to get to the thing. So you know what? Let's go through it. Let's go through each. So we got the huge lagoon. I believe you can go down, hang out in the pools here, or you can take a little not a canoe, but what do you call that? Just like I don't know, a tiny boat out to the middle, a raft. I don't know, something like that.
A paddle boat.
Yeah, like a paddle boat. Yeah, you can go out into the middle there.
Yeah. See, nice look, rooms. It's more modern.
That is very modern. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think Conrads and Thompsons are pretty, pretty close.
Oh, One thing, the difference between Conrad and Waldorf, especially like how Thompson and Park Hyatt, is that Park Hyatt, Waldorf, these higher tier brands are gonna have way better customer service. So whatever you ask for, they're gonna get it done. If you request any amenities, they're gonna have it to you within like the minute. The Conrad and Thompson, maybe it'll take like 10 minutes to get you whatever you ordered, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, definitely the level of status does go up. Definitely a ton, depending for sure. Wow, this looks really nice. This is right by the little man-made lagoon. You get the bar section. That's cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool. Look, it's like going to Hawaii without having to. Just go to Orlando. Look at them hanging out. That's not bad at all. We got massages there.
Yeah.
It's probably under FHR, I would imagine, both of these properties too.
MasterCard World Elite, man.
Yeah, that is
I
one.
don't know if it is.
Look at how big that is. Yeah, I seen something where you can go right out to the middle here. It's crazy. So,
Is that golf
okay.
course?
Yeah, it looks like it. Possibly. Or just some green. And then the Waldorf. Okay, so we got some rooms. Very nice. Probably equally as nice. Oh, I got a nice terrace. Then we'll have to look at the points price. Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. Personally, I think I just like the Conrad better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a more modern style, man. But of course, if you want that excellent customer service, you're gonna go to Waldorf. But personally, for me, I don't know. I feel like whenever I go to these hotels, I don't really want to ask too many things because I feel like I'm bothering them. But I've seen some like upper like rich people ask for stuff, and I'm like, dude, they're just your butler for the day. What the heck? Why are you asking them for this much stuff?
All right. Oh, there, a kayak. That's that. See, like 1 hour rental for a kayak, or and it comes with the resort charge actually. So I guess if you have this charge, if you're paying with points, then you automatically get a 1 hour kayak rental, paddleboard rental, 2 bottled waters. It's not bad. Oh, the Disney theme park shuttle. That's cool. Oh, I like that. I like that. It'll take you straight there. That's sick.
Mike was
Okay.
actually asking about airport, if it has an airport shuttle.
Usually we'll see that. Oh God, I know where to find it on the phone, but
Yeah, it's like in the
maybe.
transportation parking.
Yeah, it should be like here somewhere. Maybe concierge. Oh, do they not even? What's the
Scroll
point?
to the right. Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. I can't even click
Okay.
on these. Yeah, on the
All
phone
right.
it would be like right here usually.
I don't
Accessible
think it does.
features. Maybe not. It does say to the Disney, but not too sure. But at least you get 90,000, 90K a night. I know it could go I mean, this might have been devalued recently. I believe I've seen it as low as 80 though, 80K a night. But 90 is, 90 is, it makes sense. And then the Waldorf, how much would this be?
It's so much more.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Let's see here. I think I chose, it looks like it's going to be like 110 points probably. But it's like 100, 110K a night.
Yeah, that's pretty
it's
standard
still
for
90.
Waldorf. Oh, okay, 90.
So I guess technically, for around the same time, you get the much higher cent per point with the Waldorf. Probably a solid 20% more, because I think that one was like 550 for the Conrad. Yeah, 570 and then 685 for that. So yeah, you get a solid 20% increase in your points, maybe or 15%. Not bad. Yeah, I guess it just depends, because they're both right next to each other as far as positioning is concerned. Looks like the Conrad's a little closer, but let me see. Does the Waldorf have a shuttle as well? Yeah, Disney
Maybe.
shuttle access
Okay.
and to fitness center and stuff as well. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know.
If you go back to your live chat, oh, sorry. If you go back to your live chat, Juan Garcia actually stayed at both.
Oh, wow. One says, I've stayed at both Conrad and Waldorf in Orlando. If you stayed at Waldorf, you have access to the amenities at the Hilton Signia next door. Conrad is modern luxury, also very nice. So the Signia, I wonder if you mean the amenities there, like as in
like
You
their
know, because I
pool
think
and stuff
Signia
like
is like
that.
the well, yeah, but I think like Signia is like the fitness brands of Hilton, right? So like they, I don't know, gym equipment, like good gym equipment, maybe I don't know. Um, so uh, yeah, that would be interesting. If so, it's pretty far from the airport. I would understand if they didn't, but I was just hoping. I wouldn't be surprised. It might be worth calling or like check it on the app or something. I can't really find it on there.
Yeah, it's definitely worth calling, but most of the time, a lot of shuttles, transportation services, they limit it to 3 to 5 miles. So most of the
Yeah,
time,
true,
they'll kind of tell you.
true. Mike says, I'm going to use my 150K I got from my last timeshare meeting in Vegas that I didn't buy anything at. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah!
Hell yeah, man. That's the way to
Wait,
do it.
150.
Oh, yeah. How'd
That's
you get
more than what
150?
you. That's more than what you got.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty powerful, Mike. How'd you get 150? What'd pull their arm, twist their arm? Wow. Yeah.
Listen here, man. You're wasting my time. I need to be compensated.
You're wasting my time. But you signed up for the timeshare. Oh God, that's funny. That's great. Phil Mills World says, "Does it matter whose rent you pay with the Bilt card?"
No,
It doesn't actually, as we know,
uh,
some
you
folks.
got you gonna say something?
No, I won't say who's doing what. I don't want to out anybody, but yeah, I mean, it looks like you can just do it. Anybody's rent,
Yeah.
send it over, send the check over.
I've seen a lot of posts where someone has a bunch of roommates and they're like, "Hey, they got three roommates, for example, and they'll be the one that pays the rent and have their roommates pay them, and then just do it that way."
Hmm, hmm.
So I don't see why you couldn't.
Yeah, that'd be pretty powerful if you're somebody who has like a bunch of roommates in college and stuff, and you're just paying the landlord and you take all the money from them. Like you're getting some good points,
Yeah.
especially if everyone's like like 500 a bed or something. Depending on the city you're in, that'd be pretty cool. Not bad, man. Well, anything else, Calby? You think or?
What do you think about the built rumors? So no lounges. 2.0 is coming in soon. Definitely really soon. It seems like mortgages this year.
Um, yeah, I still just think like the most important thing is if they introduce like streamlined standard mortgage. I think if they do that, you open up to basically everyone now because of rent and mortgage. I think that's like the best plan of action for most people, and if they keep the same way where you can pay your mortgage, but switch the card to anyone you want. So you can use the Bilt card for no 0% fees, or you can switch it to like an ink card and hit a welcome offer or an Amex Gold, get a welcome offer or something like that. I think that's powerful. I think if you do that, that's like majority of the value. Everything else will be cool on top of it, like uh just buying the house, getting some points. Okay, cool. Getting some of the, I think they could really introduce something like furnishing your house with your build points as well. Like here's a
Mm.
couch from Raymore and Flanagan, and they buy it all at the same exact time, and even they'll ship it to you or something like that. I think like they already have the foundation for that with the build collection via like some of the decorum for the house. I think that would be really cool. Didn't look like we have anything too substantial from the Reddit other than some other key things that like could be in the future. But I think if they just do that, I think they win for a very long time, honestly.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. However, I wonder if they do a mortgage, like how would they make money on it? Because from the apartment side, they sell their rent portal to the apartment complex, and they
Hmm.
make money off that way.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, maybe they can have partnerships with a bunch of big banks, lenders and stuff. You never know. Um,
That's true.
yeah, I wonder. That'd be interesting. And what do you think overall?
Uh, I guess it's interesting. I didn't realize that the rumors of the Built 2.0 card, everyone was saying they were probably going to make a second card, but I didn't realize how soon it was going to come out. It seems like within like the month that they're
Hmm.
going to announce this thing.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing that I think I read from this is like it's maybe not as soon as we think. It's likely maybe towards the second half of the year, likely.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess we'll
No
see.
lounges.
I know
No
it's all right.
lounges, man.
Eh, who cares?
Hey, at
I
least
think
they're not charging $4.99 and making you spend $200 per flight.
and no lounge access. None.
Party pass.
There's oh yeah, that's true. They were saying something like some lounge access with it, but like they just didn't introduce it. So I don't know. But yeah. Definitely shout out to Xavier for the super chat earlier. Much appreciated for that. CJ on the Calvi side, 5 spot.
Yeah.
So awesome. And then Joe Peritto on my side, 2 spot over there. So appreciate that. And yeah, you think we're sign off, Calvi, or
Yeah. We'll
all right.
go. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. All right. So thank you all for being here again, even after for those of you who were there last night as well. Just like, I don't know, what was it, 9-10 hours ago? So appreciate you guys being here. This is fun. Just go through this all. So appreciate everybody. And yeah, hell yeah. Keep having fun. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. I'll see you.
See you guys.
What do you want?